We have the Secretary of Department of Environmental Protection, DCNR, and Department of Labor and Industry today. And all three of those departments, specifically DEP and L&I, are involved, and their purview is something very important to me. Legislation I introduced, it got passed the House last session, I've reintroduced, which is about permit transparency, the permit review process, and third-party reviewers. The people of Pennsylvania have a right, when they apply for a permit, to know where it is in the process. That the governor has talked about this permit paralysis that we've had in Pennsylvania, where projects are being delayed, everything from schools to residential developments to wells and even highway occupancy permits with PennDOT, where they're being delayed because of this paralysis. And so my bill, which passed the House last session, and I've reintroduced it, it was just assigned to a committee, would require that transparency. And so I asked the Secretary of DEP today about the progress they've made to end the backlog of permits. He talked about the progress they've made. They issue, I think, 31,000. They get 31,000 permit requests a year just at DEP. We owe it to the citizens of Pennsylvania to have transparency. And we also discussed the third-party review process. He said he wasn't necessarily in support of third-party review, but the reality is that we use third parties, reviewers throughout the governmental process in Pennsylvania. He even mentioned that they've gone to outside law firms for counsel. So you take your car to a third-party garage to have it inspected. We have third parties do our physicals on our children. They're called doctors. They don't go to a state doctor to do it. So we talked about those issues, and hopefully we'll have some leadway. My legislation's been reintroduced, and I expect it'll get through the House again this year and taken up by the Senate. And then the governor has said he wants common sense permit reform, and I think my bill does that. This regulatory reform package that we did, which is really important to my caucus, Pennsylvania lags behind the nation in unemployment by about three-tenths of a point. I think nationally they're at 3.9, under 4%. We're still at 4.2. And part of it is that Pennsylvania often does not appear to be friendly to businesses or friendly to those who create jobs and employ the people in Pennsylvania. So regulatory reform is a big step towards that. We have statutes that say when a permit must be issued and how it must be issued in a timely manner, and the review, they deserve the right to know why the permit hasn't been issued. And unfortunately, the regulatory burdens on job creators is a big deterrent to coming to Pennsylvania. I mean, I hear it from developers, I hear it from employers, and we need to be attracting those employers to Pennsylvania so we can get our unemployment rate down.